Heyo everyone, it's AJ, and today it's Monday. And you know what that means? It's Manga Monday! Yeah! Hey ho, happy Pride! Yeah! June is just a good month. Not for any biased reasons at all. But anyway, thinks it's very appropriate for the fact that it is Pride Month and the first Manga Monday of the month is about Bungo Stray Dogs. So obviously we got to talk about our favourite non-canonical queers, but everyone basically says they're queers. Yay! You gotta love it. Oh. Although I genuinely wanted to kind of start this video off by saying it was like, oh, it's another chapter of Bungo Stray Dogs. Because of one of my commenters from Bungo. I was like, that is the perfect one. However, we did get a continuation from chapter 101. Like, what the fuck is that about? Like that chapter literally hurt me all of last month. It still hurts to this day. It just continually, just to hurt me. And yet, Asagiri just decided, you know what? Nah, let's just go away from that and let's go back to the fucking airport again! It's not that I don't like the airport. You just can't leave us with Chuya drowning because of Dazai. Like, how dare you? I don't know if they just wanted to kind of make this month slightly happier. I have no fucking clue. Maybe they were just like, you know what, let's not potentially kill people during Pride. I don't know. Probably didn't really think that far ahead, but anyway. I just want to think that for 2 seconds. It's the only thing I can get my head around just to try and make me feel better about why, oh why, is it going to be like another fucking year till we're back there? Because of what's happened in this chapter, we're not going to go back to the prison for ages. Like, I'm going to call it now. It's going to probably be at least another 3 months. I'm going to say that. I'm probably going to be wrong, because I'm always wrong when I make these kind of assumptions. But given what happened at the end, I feel like we're going to get the conclusion of what the cliffhanger was from this chapter rather than last month's chapter. Because why would they? Because they're going to keep us on fucking edge, because one wants to know, is Chuya going to be fucking alive? Or Fjordar? Like, what the fuck is happening? But no. But anyway, let's get into this chapter. We are now back at the airport, like I said, and we are following the best new duo. That is Aya and Bram. I fucking love them together. Like, they are just the nice little slight happiness that has happened within, like, this whole fucking arc. And obviously, the banter just doesn't stop. So, we have Aya with the new Bram backpack. Honestly, see the fucking memes on Twitter just saying this is the brand new backpack. Love it. And running there basically now, like, in a loading bay, like, for, like, stock and shit. And they're now going to try and hide in a van, essentially, to try and get away from everyone. Which is probably the better idea, given, like, how tiny she is, and really can't run forever with a half-bodied person on their back. No matter how cool Bram is, yeah. Like, she must be fucking knackered, being honest. Like, I know kids have, like, a lot more energy than adults and whatnot, but she's been running and doing a lot of things. Surely she must be fucking knackered by now. Let her have a rest. Let her have a rest within a fucking van. So, because they've now got some low time, Anya tries to spark up conversations, because that's what she does. She doesn't like awkward silences. And basically, we end up on to her talking about the sword stuck up outside Bram again. And being caring that she is, basically goes, well, if it's hurting you, why don't we find a way to get it out of you? And Bram just basically insulting her, being like how much she's a peasant again. It's like, Bram, come on, she's just trying to help. Yeah, she may have technically kidnapped you and whatnot, but you're not happy in your situation, so take the lesser of two evils in this case. But yeah, so basically Bram then ends up explaining about how the sword is actually, like, fused into him now. So, like, the sword is actually, like, fused into his brain. That's why it hurts, because it's practically now a part of him. Aya then goes on to ask, well, why is Fukushi the only one that can, like, use it and whatnot? Like, what's so special about this sword that then, because it's, like, implanted into his head, essentially, like, how does this all work? Which is very sound, like, very, like, reasonable to ask. And then Bram just comes out with, well, it used to be a person. It's like, hold up, what? The sword that's stuck upside you used to be a person. Also, he also jokes about the fact that this isn't the first time the sword's been in him. And I'm just like, really? So he goes on to explain about how there was this one person that was that managed to fuse their ability into the sword. Like, so the person technically didn't really die because now their, like, power now basically exists in this sword. It's like, cool! Like, what the fuck? Just like, yes, there's just technically a person in the sword and they're now stabbed into me and now they're fused into me as well, even better. When he admits that, we basically get a cut to Atsushi, who is, well, the first panel that you see of him kind of properly, he's a bit in pieces. And I wonder if they're kind of hinting about what could potentially happen in the future, because why would they talk about someone fusing, like, their ability onto something and then cut to Atsushi, who's all shown cut up into pieces and whatnot. He's not actually, it just turns out he's just, like, tied up onto, like, a bed kind of thing, like a stretcher. Like, he's basically tied down. But why talk about that and then cut to Atsushi and then only have, like, a page or two to then cut back to the rest of the story about why, like, how Bram's dealt with this sword before. Like, suspicious. However, in the Atsushi scene, we basically, like I said, we see him tied down and whatnot, and he starts kind of hearing, like, a voice within his subconscious, because basically he's, like, we see this kind of subconscious that he recognises the fact that he's been tied down and whatnot. And then it turns out it's Dazai. Atsushi has a voice of Dazai inside of him that just basically tells him what to do. And not exactly the healthiest mindset, to be honest, but anyway, he does technically wake up, which is good news for him. Well, just in time to wake up and see a rather terrifying and threatening tentacle just looming over him. Yeah, she looks pissed. And kind of like, what the fuck? And with that, we cut back to Bram's wee story about how years and years and years ago being hunted down by, like, townsfolk and whatnot, and basically being impaled with said sword that now impales him now. Bram then goes on to explain how the sword technically works within him. In fact, there's a seal that's on it, and basically the only person that can wield the sword is the person who has the seal upon him. So obviously in this case it's Fukushi, who, obviously being the dick that he is, he has it. Of course he has it, because why wouldn't he? It's fucking Fukushi. Which then makes sense about why he's the only one that can wield the sword to then wield Bram's power. Makes sense. Which then makes me wonder, like, Aya's not really technically, well, not that we know of, shown any abilities and whatnot. Aya is based on a real life author, so technically by the lore of Bungo, there is a high possibility that she'll have a wee ability. Is there a chance that she could undo it? Or something like that? Like, could she be someone that could transfer the seal or something like that? I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing because it's just fun. But that was literally what I was thinking. And the fact that why would they pair Aya up with Bram, like, so importantly, and build up their kind of, like, friendship, essentially? And maybe not give her the chance to try and help him properly, because obviously she goes on about she can't really do much, like, she can't do this, she can't do that. But maybe she can, if that makes sense. Like, if she can transfer the seal to then somebody else to then use Bram, which would then result in obviously undoing all the shit that Bram has done, obviously not technically with his choice, however. So I'm wondering if that's what's maybe going to happen. Probably not, because I am terrible at theorising, but a wee food for thought. But I quite like the fact that we got a wee bit of Bram backstory, because Bram is just slowly becoming one of my new favourite characters. I just like him because he's just so, stupid. He's not, like, stupid, but, like his wee relationship with Aya is just adorable, and just the banter that they have. But it's just very typical. Like, we only got Kenji's backstory, like, a few chapters ago, right? It took us, like, 100 chapters to get his backstory. Yet we've known Bram for, 30 odd chapters, right? I can't remember. When did Bram first show up? I can't fucking mind. Let's say 20. It's probably more 20 by this point. But anyway, kind of thing. But yeah, then we get a wee bit of his backstory. What? I do realise how it's important and whatnot, because obviously the history of the fucking sword that's stuck outside him. Unfortunately, backstory time comes to a halt when the roof of the van that they're hiding in just comes clean off. I wonder who's coming to visit. Oh, yeah. It's the emo boy. Our gothy, emo, Victorian boy. Here we go. Here's some Akutagawa to end the chapter, and that's it. See, we couldn't have one set of queers, so then we had the other. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. But his outfit, though, perfect for this one. And that is how the chapter ends. We end with Akutagawa basically now going to start a fucking battle with Aya and Bram, despite that Bram's literally telling her to run, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? You expect Aya to run away from Akutagawa? Obviously, I don't think Bram really realises the potential of what Akutagawa can do and whatnot, obviously with his coat, with the fact that it could go whew and extend and whatnot. But can the lassie just, not run for, 2 seconds? She has to carry your arse around, mate. Leave her be. So, yeah, so this is why I'm thinking that we're not going to go back to the prison for, fucking months, because they're going to have to, include what's happening with Akutagawa now. Oh, you know, I was spitballing, just 2 moments ago. Literally, could be the moment where, if Aya figures out, how to maybe use Bram, maybe, Aya can find out a way how to use Bram herself, and then she can maybe undo what happened to Akutagawa, and then they can have him on their side. That would be pretty epic. Probably not going to happen, but hey-ho. Fair noise. It's fun. Oh... It's just so fucking typical, isn't it? We have the most heartbreaking chapter, well, not most heartbreaking, but, most, traumatizing for, a while. Chapter 101 really fucking broke people, really. And then it's oh, you know what? Let's just leave you hanging. We'll just have this one epic chapter, and then we'll go back to the other bit. They fucking knew what they were doing, and that was the worst part. But then I kept thinking about how that could have been chapter 100, and literally everyone would have just blow their minds like just slightly more, because that is a way to fucking go for chapter 100. I didn't think they expected to go as long with the airport section with Kenji, and so maybe they had tried to plan it for 100 to make obviously a big statement, given the fact that they've went back to the airport already. But ew, we're here now. We just need to deal with it. I could just cry forevermore, like about it until we get our resolution. Oh, sad times. Sad times. Oh, the sad thing is though, I'm quite happy enough. Nothing happened technically, because I don't need to be sad this month. Oh, I know it's coming. Like, the resolution is going to come, right? But at least when I go get my tattoo in a couple of days, like, I don't need to cry as much over the because it's still uncertain about what the future holds. Oh, happy birthday to me. I'm gonna cry my fucking tattoo. Oh, the pain that Bungo brings. It just never ends, especially this week. Oh, but anyway, enough gibbering for me. Let me know down below what your thoughts are from this chapter. Like, are you still in so much pain from last month's? Have you finally moved on? I have not. Especially with that fucking trend on TikTok that started, and it was like, oh, here's a nice wee cute little painting. Oh, what's it about? And it turns out it's just like this app that then changed it into paintings. And then I did the stupid thing of changing the one I made for my thumbnail last week of Chuya and Dazai, and now that's my screensaver. Like, that's my lock screen, and so every time I look at my lock screen, I'm in pain. And yet I refuse to change it because I'm that stupid. I just don't know why I do this to myself, but anyway. Oh, but anyway, that is us for another month. There was meant to be quite a lot of Bungo this month, but then stupid delays. Because it's the UK, of course, all the fucking book delays happen. I think the only one that might still be coming out this month is volume 21 of Bungo. Like, literally, see, this month, there was meant to be the first volume of Dead Apple, Stormbringer, like the light novel, the first, the 21st for the normal series, and then the second one. But then everything's basically been delayed so far that I've noticed, apart from the 21st volume. I think Stormbringer might be now to the very, very end of the month. But I need that. I was annoyed because it was all meant to come out on like the 21st of June, and I was so fucking buzzing. I was like, yes, it's going to be super Bungo month, and then no delays, because why not? I am so desperate for the Dead Apple manga. I am so fucking buzzing. Although I did order a Bungo thing from Japan, so I'm excited for that to come. I hope it comes. It should be coming in about 2 weeks or something like that, so I will probably make a video when that comes. But anyway, enough rambling from me. So obviously we'll be back next month, where we'll probably have the Battle of Akutagawa, and still cry. Well, personally, I'll probably still be crying over 101. Because I am not going to get over that. You know how everyone's like has their chapter that just affects them the most? Honestly, 101 I think is now my new one. Like, 88 obviously hurts for obvious reasons, but I think 101 is just now my personal, oh my god, why would you do this to me? Oh, but anyway, until next time, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.